I'm in therapy, thank you. Yeah, so don't have to worry, thank you. My wife, as I mentioned, also in therapy. At one point, I suggested couples therapy, which my wife took as a personal insult. Arabs, am I right? Oh, difficult to make peace with. No, I'm just... No, I'm kidding. Not all of them. Just her, because she's Arab. Okay, my wife fought with the couples therapist. Actually, they had to get their own therapist. In fact, she didn't like Stephen because she felt he agreed with me, and so he was biased. He agreed with me and also objective reality. So it was a challenge. I knew we had to fire him when my wife went to his website, because she was mad. She's not one normally for looking things up or research. And she went to his website and came back and said, who is this guy? His whole bio is RuPaul quotes. I was like, you love RuPaul. That's why we have him. That's why I picked him for, And so what happened was, is that we worked together. She's also a comedian, so that's bad, obviously. But also, we worked together as a duo act. We didn't want to work together. It was a sacrifice we made for the fans. And also, no one was booking us alone. And then COVID hit, and it was very much like, did you send that email? And she'd say, I've been busy. And I'd say, well, I can see you. We're quarantined in a one-bedroom apartment. And you've been on your phone all day on Instagram looking at photos of Megan Thee Stallion. So And then things escalated a bit, and I'd say things like, what's wrong with you? And as it turned out, depression and anxiety, and not, as I had diagnosed, lazy. Laughter, the best medicine, but in my defense, I'm not a doctor. So there was a point at which where my wife wanted to go inpatient to a mental health facility, but she wanted to go somewhere sunny and not depressing. Arabs, am I right? With their sun and their desert. Okay. So I found her a nice place in Malibu, and it, with horses and yoga and Klonopin, and it was good. It was good. I don't know if you've ever had your wife in a mental health facility. Because my friends were very sweet, They were like, Jess, that's so supportive. This can't be easy for you. That's so nice you found her this place in Malibu. And I was like, yeah. And all of that was true. But there was also another unspoken part, at least that I felt, that was like, what did you do to her? We're like, oh, where's your wife? Oh, she's in a mental health facility. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, she was normal before. You know what I mean? Like how annoying was I to work with? How crazy did I drive this woman that she had to leave society and brush a horse's tail on ketamine? No, the truth is they didn't give her the ketamine because she kept asking for it. They're like, yeah, I think you want this too much. Go on, and that's it. Anyone ever just do a new 5 minutes on their special? Okay. So, look, I know not all of what my wife has been through mental health-wise is my fault. It's not all my fault. She's, as I mentioned, Palestinian, so there were some deeper, okay, hilarious, I know, but, I mentioned because there are obviously some deeper-seated trauma, I don't know why I'm smiling, deeper-seated traumas that were triggered. War and whatnot, War and Whatnot, the title of my next album, War and Whatnot. So I know it wasn't all my fault. It was also my people's fault. So you guys didn't ask, but I did lose my virginity to a white man with dreadlocks. And Listen, it was the 90s, okay? In my defense, there was no blogs or even internet. Like, how could we know what was right and wrong? There was no... It was your friend group. That's all you had. That's all you... He's bald now, okay? It all worked out. It's fine. I do actually identify as bisexual. Thank you, everyone. Take your seats. It's so brave in this basement in Brooklyn in 2023. I don't really talk about being bisexual anymore, mostly just because I've been in a lesbian marriage for so long and no one's asking. But I did used to talk about being bisexual a lot when I started comedy 12 years ago, all right? Back when it was something, kids. That's how much time has passed. It went from being edgy comedy material to like, maybe I'm excluding non-binary people. Like, I don't know how that... There might be some young people here that don't know, but there was a time at which not everyone was queer, all right? And if you can imagine, people used to thank me for talking about bisexuality on stage. They felt seen, and now they're like, Jess, actually, I think it's pansexual. Like, how? And let me say, I never meant to exclude non-binary people, okay? Especially not the androgynous ones, the hottest ones. Like, why would I? It's just that 12 years ago, non-binary people had not been born yet. So it's like, what do you want from me? I do think that some people still don't think bisexuality is a real thing. Not like, obviously here, but maybe on Staten Island or something. And here's my theory, right? Like, I think... Because, like, gay people can typically look back at their childhood or their adolescence and they can point to a moment that was, like, undeniably gay, right? Like, I was born this way. Like, when I dressed up as Scully from the X-Files for 4 Halloweens in a row, okay, that was very lesbian, right? There was a boy in high school who, when everyone went around and said their celebrity crush, he said Anne Hathaway. That's gay. That is a gay boy pretending to be straight. No straight guy in high school was picking Anne Hathaway from the Princess Diaries. No. But I did have an early bisexual moment that I'm going to share with you guys. It's a bit vulnerable, and you guys have been a tremendous audience. But you know, don't be weird now. Don't abandon me. You know, I'm not in a great space. So like this is. So there's an age at which you might be masturbating, right? You don't know it's like masturbation. You know what I mean? Women, you know, you just discover it, right? Like you could just happen upon, right? You get on the bike at the arcade, boom, it happens. You spend so much money at the arcade. Sometimes you just discover it by accident, like Einstein and relativity. I don't know how, I'm assuming like that. You know, like it's just, some of you, okay, you're like, oh no, I don't know what you're talking, okay, maybe you bump into the corner of the couch in your family living room. And it happens for, and you're like, do I just keep going back to the corner of that couch in my family living room? Is that okay? I feel like, is this bad? I don't know. My sister's watching. Is that wrong? Like, I don't, she's traumatized. So there's an age at which you might be masturbating. You don't know it's masturbation. And also, very normally, sleeping with teddy bears. Guys, I told you, don't leave me here. Those ages could be the same in a normal way. I slept with 2 teddy bears, a boy teddy bear and a girl teddy bear. And the boy teddy bear was named Cinnamon Buns. And I used to use his snout. I'd use his little, just like, oh, just fuck his little face. Oh, Cinnamon Buns. Yes. Poor Cinnamon Buns. He hadn't consented, but you know, we didn't know about consent then. And his snout was flat by the end, inverted even. After I would come, like I didn't know I was coming. You don't know you're coming, right? You don't know. I'm not being so disgusting. You don't know you're coming. You don't know you're coming. But you know you're done instinctively. You know it's over and you want to go to sleep. And And you know you don't want cinnamon buns anymore. So I would take him and I would throw him on the ground. And I would pick up my girl teddy bear, Betty Cuddles, clean and pure, snout intact. And I would hold her and love her the rest of the night. And I think that was a very bisexual moment. We exist. Thank you.